Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, let us proceed to the next level. Now, the table we have got, right? How many number of records are there? Is there any data stored? Right now it's an empty table. How do I know that it's an empty table? Again, I want to read from the table. How do I read data from the table? The simplest way is there's a command called select. Remember the keyword select. Select star from my table. If you use this syntax, select meaning retrieve all the data from the table. Star indicates get me all the column values, because the table has got 4 columns. Get me all the columns from the table, my table. To retrieve data from the table, you need to use the command select. If you give star, it gets all the columns from the table, means all the records. Right now the table is empty because we just now created. Now I want to put data into the table. Okay, right? If I want to put the data inside the table, then all I need to do is, there is another command called insert. Okay, I did a page up which went way back. Now I'm coming back here. Now I want to insert values to this. In spreadsheet, we are so used to directly typing the value, but to put data into the database, you need to use a command called insert. Now, insert into, these two are keywords. The command is insert into the table name, my table. Insert into the table, my table, values. What are the values? Again, the keyword is values. What are the values you are going to give? Now, the values must be given within brackets. There are 4 columns in this table. I need to give 4 different values within bracket. Employee ID is a number. Now I give employee ID equal to 1, comma. Employee name is a character field, so I have to enclose within quotes Raja. Designation, I say GM. Again, there is a date of joining, right? Right now, I am using a keyword called sysdate. Again, I am not going to insert the date now. I am just giving a word sysdate, right? Now, let me close that and I put semicolon. So 1 is equal to employee ID, Raja is equal to employee name, GM is equal to designation, sysdate is going to date of joining. Okay. Sysdate meaning it is going to take the current date. Okay, it says 1 row created. I want to know whether the data is inside the table. To retrieve the data, all I need to do is use select command. The moment you do select, look here. It shows the data. Employee ID is 1, employee name is Raja, designation is GM, date of joining is 15th October 09, which is today, right? I want to insert one more record or one more row. In database, you have to always insert a row. Within that row, right, you can insert values to some columns, you can omit. Okay. Now, once you do this portion, I want to have one more row. If you want to insert one more row, you have to use the insert command once again. Insert into my table values. Now I say this time I want to put one more record, to Joe, VP, sysdate. Okay, again I'm giving the same value. Regarding dates, we will talk about that, how to give different dates later. Okay. Now let me say select from the table. Okay. Now it shows 2 records are present. When 2 records are present, now you know pretty clear we have purposefully given 1 and 2 in terms of employee ID, different names, right? It looks like a typical tabular column or a report format, correct? Right? Now, this table, I have given employee IDs 1 and 2 already. Now I want to make one more insertion, right? One more insert I am doing. Instead of Raja, I want to give a different name now. I am giving the same employee ID by default. Okay. By default, I have not given a new employee ID, but give me a second. I say ER Raja. Now I click enter. It says one row created. If I do a select, now look here. The table has got employee ID 1, Raja, employee ID 2, Joe, employee 1, ER Raja once again, right? Right now in the table I have not given any rules. I have not defined which is unique. I have not told Oracle employee ID must be unique, because in my create statement I simply said create 4 columns, that's all. I never talked about this must be unique, this must not be unique, something like that. Since I have not given that, he is just creating yet another spreadsheet kind of a thing so that he accepts any value, right? Now for some rows I do not want to give date of joining. I want to leave it empty, because I do not know at this point of time, I do not know the date of joining. I just want to leave it empty. If I want to create values only for employee ID and employee name and not for designation and DOJ, that means I want to give values only to these columns. But still I want to create a row. If you want to create such rows, all you need to do is insert into my table. Now you want to say which columns, within brackets, for which columns you want to give values. Now I say for employee ID column and the employee name column, I want to give values. So you give those things in brackets. Values, employee ID will be 3, employee name will be Ken, right? Now if I do that, okay, oh sorry, by mistake when I created the table, instead of EMP name I have mistyped it as ENMP name, but when I type now EMP name, it is giving invalid identifier, so I have to correct it. So I use ED to correct that. I go to ED, it opens up the notepad. Now this name I have to give ENMP name because I misspelled it. Okay, now let us close it, execute that last command. Now it says one row created. For the, let me do a select star. Okay, when I do a select star, if you look here, for employee ID 1, it says all the 4 columns filled up with values. Whereas for employee number 3 can, for that is, since I have not given a designation, I have not given a date of joining, these 2 columns are kept empty. So when I insert data into the table, it's up to me whether that column should have a value or not. I can choose which column to be filled up with value, which columns can be made empty. Accordingly, database will create values in the respective columns. So we saw 2 things in insert into all the columns of a table. Another variation of the insert is insert only with specific values into specific columns. Now, along with the insert itself, I have given the value. Instead, I feel if I give insert and then it asks me a value on the prompt, I enter the value on the prompt, it will be much easier for me. It will be interacting with the system. How do I do like that? If you want to do that, insert into my table, right? Then rather than giving the values, what you can do is use the symbol ampersand, okay? EID ampersand ename comma ampersand designation. Now I give sysdate. For every other values, I'm not going to give the values of the date. Give sysdate. Now look at the beauty. When I put ampersand, it did not take the value. Rather, it understood anything that follows ampersand should be a value given at the prompt by the user. Okay, so it is asking me enter value for EID. Now I am entering the employee ID value is 4. It is asking me another question. Enter value for employee name. Since I have given ampersand over here, it is using the same text and then displaying. This is called prompt, inserting with prompt. Now I am entering employee name is Jack. Okay. Now it is asking me what is the designation. I am entering the designation is CEO, right? Enter. It says it automatically builds up, right, the value over here, right? Then insert 4. Okay, I need to just check. Oh, sorry, I have missed up the keyword values over here. Okay, now let me just do ED. Anytime this ED is pretty handy. I miss the keyword values over here. That is why he is treating within the bracket, right, as a select statement. So he's asking me, you missed something. Now I know what I missed. Sorry, values. Right. Now I am closing this command and re-executing this once again. Now it has ID number 4, name is Jack, designation is CEO, enter. It is formulating the select insert query. Now it is saying whatever value you have given, it just replaced it with those values. It says 1 row created. Let us really see whether it has created, right? Okay. So every prompt, when I press the up arrow now, it is taking the values that I have given. Now when you see whatever values you have given, 4 Jack CEO 15th October 09. So insert, when you do, either you can manually type all the values in a single line for all the columns, or you can type directly all the values in the line for specific columns. That's the second variation. Third variation is you don't type the values on the prompt. Instead, you put ampersand and that database will ask you a question. Enter the value for this column, enter the value for this column. Then you, at that point of time, you give the values, then he will insert. So these are the 3 variations of creating the data or inserting the data into the table. Is this clear? Can you please raise the hands? Great. One more thing is, people are asking, can I get yesterday's notes? OpenMentor strongly suggests people take notes. Okay, we are doing all our best effort to create these lectures. Okay, and we are going to record this as well as upload it maybe after this Saturday onto the web. So if you want to take notes, please take the notes. At least as a student or as an audience, we expect that from you people. Hope we make our stand clear. Okay. Now someone has asked, how can I start Oracle? if you install Oracle on your machine, again Oracle 10G is free, 10G Express is free. If you install that, it will install this run SQL command line also. When you type that, when you click on that, it will show you this window. From there you can connect that, right? Out. And another question that we have got, are every lecture recorded and uploaded? We have started recording our lectures only from Oracle, yesterday's and today's. Okay, this lecture is being recorded. You'll get all these lectures pretty soon. We have started this recording sessions. Okay. After Saturday or Sunday, you can expect from openmentor.net all the recorded sessions. Again, only for Oracle. Rest of the sessions we will do recording as and when they happen. Any questions in your in this portion? If you look today, in this class we have learned create as a keyword, drop as a keyword, describe as a keyword, insert values into, all these are keywords, select from, all these are keywords, right? We know sysdate is a keyword. Within this class itself, you know the functionality of at least 10 to 12 keywords, correct? When we finish this entire course, you will be knowing about 100 keywords, and if you know how to, what is the meaning of these keywords and how to use these keywords, that is what is database, and you need to practice that so that you get the capability in that. You may have the knowledge, but when the knowledge has to become a skill and a capability, it needs practice, correct? So this is how we want to go step by step, slowly, making sure people are clear with the fundamentals. Okay. Any questions in this portion? Whatever we have talked about today, create, drop, insert, and select star. Okay. Any other question? And to attend free webinars by openmentor.net, you need to have at least DSL. Dial-up connection may not have proper voice and video quality. Okay. Okay. Any other questions that we have got in today's lecture? To install Oracle 10G, what are the system requirements? One person has asked. Please refer to Oracle website. They would have given system requirements for Oracle. Okay. Definitely it should install on most of the Windows systems and Linux. Okay. Someone has asked this question, can we attend Open Mentors webinars from any machine? You can attend from any machine provided they are running Windows operating system or Apple Mac operating system. Okay, from any machine you can attend these webinars as long as you have registered and the URL is with you, right? Someone has asked, why are we talking about this command line prompt way of entering the commands? Again, you can do it using GUI, but command line, if you learn, your fundamentals will be definitely strong. You will come to know about every single component of what you are doing in the database. Every single keyword you will be familiar with. That's why we prefer command prompt. Someone is asking, whatever you teach is enough for one to get job in Oracle? OpenMentor.net aims at enlightening everyone with knowledge. If you are able to practice all these things and you gain sufficient amount of skill, I think that should be fine for you, but we cannot predict what will be the questions in your interviews, right? But if you are able to go through the concepts very well and practice for a reasonable amount of time, yes, definitely you can. And most of our lectures will be based on what the industry is requiring in database or ASP.NET or Java or anything that we teach, how the industry uses. That's the same way we are teaching in all our OpenMentor.net lectures. Someone has asked the question, is the version of Oracle or the working way of Oracle differ from OS to OS? No. Okay. It will work the same. Someone has asked, what is the version that we are using here in this lecture? We are using Oracle 10G Express, which is a free edition from the web. Okay. Okay. For today's lecture, so far the questions have covered, and we are not getting relevant questions for today's lecture anymore. In the next class, we will be talking about different data types like varchar, varchar2, then different ways of selecting, filtering, sorting, and then we will talk about primary keys and the uniqueness. So the next class will have all those features covered. And tomorrow we do not have a class. We will be meeting next week, and for all the people, happy Diwali. With that note, we end today's webinar. Thanks a lot. Bye.